Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about a few of the ways you can make your ramen more exciting. In this video, I'm only using cup noodles from Costco, but this would work just as well or better with ramen bowls or stovetop ramen. We're going to be starting out simple and work our way up to the more time-consuming stuff as we go. For this style, which is also known as the egg drop soup of poverty, all you need is an egg. I just take a raw egg and crack it into my ramen after it's been cooking for 2 minutes and let it heat up with the noodles for the last minute of cooking. Then I dump everything into a bowl when it's done and mix the yolk up into the broth, which gives it a really nice flavor. Most people whisk their eggs before dumping it in, which I recommend you try first. The small size of the cup makes this harder to pull off, so this works best with stovetop ramen or bowl ramen. So now that I've dumped it into a bowl, I'm going to go ahead and mix the yolk in with all the rest of the ramen. And as you can see, there's little white clumps that have started to form, and that's just the egg whites cooking. And it's kind of nice to just mix the clumps in with the noodles. So there you have it, eggy ramen. This next one is another super easy way to alter your ramen, and all you need is a slice of American cheese. So all you have to do is during the last 30 seconds of the ramen cooking, you just kind of poke in a slice of American cheese on the top, and then you can just cover it and let it heat up some more. When the 30 seconds are up, open it up and stir in the cheese with the rest of the ramen. While cheese and ramen might seem like a crazy idea, a lot of people actually swear by this combo. It's ready to go right out of the cup, but feel free to transfer to a bowl if you want, especially if you're going to add more cheese. So now we're getting into the recipes that take a little more effort. For this one, you're going to need a lime, sriracha sauce, and soft tofu. Cut the lime in half so you can squeeze the juice into your ramen bowl. How much you want to squeeze in is really up to you. I use both halves of my lime because I really like the flavor that the lime juice gives it. So here I'm just mixing in the lime juice with the rest of the ramen, just to make sure it's distributed evenly. Now you're going to add the sriracha sauce. I've also heard of people using Cholula or even Taco Bell sauce packets. Cut your tofu into bite-sized cubes. As you can see, I've already cut way too much. So go ahead and just take however much you're going to want in your ramen and drop it in. So this next one is a Japanese-inspired ramen. It's not exactly harder than the others, it just has more ingredients, so it's more involved and takes a little longer. Start by rinsing your green onions and then chopping them up. You're only going to chop up as much as you expect to put in the bowl. When the ramen is done cooking, you can go ahead and toss it in. Now take your boiled egg. This one is soft boiled, which I think goes with ramen a little better, and cut it in half. Now these mushrooms are called enoki mushrooms. I've only ever found them at Asian markets, so feel free to substitute with a different type of mushroom. If you are using enoki, make sure you cut off the bottom part where it all connects. Now you can gently separate them and place them in your ramen. The other variety of mushroom I used is shiitake mushrooms. Now make sure if you use shiitake mushrooms that you soak them in warm water for 10 minutes beforehand. Now you can throw your eggs in. Normally this is the part where you would use seaweed, but I didn't have any on hand, so I used furikake. Furikake is basically just seasoning. This one in particular is seaweed and sesame seeds. And there it is, our fourth dish. This last ramen style is more complicated and expensive than the others, but it does have a really yummy payoff. You're going to start by taking 1½ cloves of garlic and chopping them up very finely. Now toss it into a large bowl. Take a low sodium beef broth. Pour out ½ a cup into the bowl. Take a low sodium soy sauce and pour ½ a tablespoon into the bowl as well. Now take ½ a tablespoon of cornstarch and throw it into the bowl also. Just to make things fun, you can also add in some sweet chili sauce. I only put 1/4 teaspoon in, but you could put in more. When everything's all in, get a whisk and whisk everything together. Now you can finally take your beef out of the fridge and salt it. You're only using the salt to lightly season the beef, so make sure not to go too crazy. Add the beef to the bowl and make sure it's coated in the mixture you've made. If you're gonna get handsy with your beef like I am, make sure you wash your hands before and after handling it. When that's done, cover it and let it marinate in the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes. If you're using shiitake in your stir fry, make sure you soak them for 10 minutes as well. I like carrots in my stir fry, so I peeled this baby carrot that I got at the farmer's market. You can cut your carrot into rounds like I'm doing here by just cutting down the carrot, or you can cut it into sticks. If you want broccoli in your stir fry, rip it into smaller pieces. If you want red onion in your stir fry, take a red onion and cut it in half. Cutting downwards onto the halved onion will give you rings you can separate. When you've had enough of that, add some snap peas to the mix. Make sure you rinse them beforehand. Now that the shiitakes are nice and soaked, pull the stems out and slice them. Now that you have a heaping pile of stir-fry veggies ready to go, it's time to start cooking. Spray your skillet with a non-stick cooking spray. I used coconut oil. Bring your skillet to medium to high heat. Pour out 1/4 cup of the marinade that your beef is sitting in and pour it in with the veggies. Now you're going to want to cook your veggies until the broccoli starts to soften. This takes about 3 minutes. Make sure to go in and stir occasionally. Once the broccoli is soft, add the beef and remaining marinade. Stirring occasionally, cook until the beef is cooked through. This will take about 2 to 3 minutes. When the ramen is done cooking, strain it to get rid of the excess water. Now you can add it to the stir fry. Once it's all in, go ahead and stir it in with everything. Lower the heat and then allow the ramen to cook with the stir fry for about another minute. This is just so it can soak in all the flavors. Ta-da! And we did it! Beef stir fry ramen noodles. Plate it, eat it, and enjoy.